Hey everyone, so I just wanted to make a video about some stuff I've been doing with SEUS, some sort of bleeding edge experimental things. So primarily being ray traced or path traced global illumination using world space data. So I'm just going to give you a sort of look at how it looks right now. So this is just my little sort of test scene. It works in, you know, non-flat worlds as well, but, you know, I'm just kind of made this area as a little test, so you can see, hopefully, you can see that the lighting is quite realistic, because it's using path tracing. And for those who don't know, path tracing basically is actually tracing rays through the scene, bouncing them and such to generate lighting. So you get these nice indirect shadows here. You can see it's sunrise right now, and you know, you get nice sort of lighting here coming through there, coming through the window here. Go upstairs is another window here, and of course it's all dynamic. So sort of come over here. You can see some orange bounced light. I can remove this. Less orange. Cover up the window. There's still some issues, as I'm sure you saw there, but you know, you can see what I'm talking about. So I was just going to talk about sort of how it works right now and the direction I feel it's going. So first of all, I'll show you the visualization of the world data. I want to get out of this house real quick. So I'm using the shadow pass to basically write to the shadow buffers in a way that will store any blocks that are in the scene, regardless of whether you're looking at them. So, you know, this church right here, if I'm looking away, that data is still there. It depends on your resolution that you're running the game as far as the view distance of that data, but it's, you know, it's around 128-ish right now. It's a little higher than that. I'm running at 1440p right now. So yeah, this is the world space data. Right now it's just storing average texture color for the global illumination purposes, for light bouncing, and basically whether a block is occupied with a block or whether it's just air. So, you know, you can sort of see. Alright, and I did want to point out, so you notice this weird, crazy, you know, and when I'm moving it's a little weird as well. Right now there's a bit of a quirk with Optifine where the camera position variable is being updated after the shadow pass, and that's just sort of causing some issues. So by the time the shadow pass happens, the camera position variable is just 1 frame late, and it causes this sort of latency issue. So keep that in mind. I got stuck in here. Just keep that in mind when I show you the final result. You'll see some of that sort of flickering, and that's just, you know, that's a simple fix, but I haven't talked to the Optifine developer about it yet. So I wanted to show you sort of the raw path trace result here. Let me get out of this church. So this is the input for the lighting. This is the first step. This is 1 sample per pixel path tracing with 2 bounces at half resolution, so it's an effective 1/4 samples per pixel. I decided to go with half resolution just obviously to save on frame rate, and hoping that a bilateral filter would take care of the issues near the edges. And Minecraft being a blocky game, it works pretty well. So as you can see, this looks completely unusable. Let's see, we're running at 90 FPS. I am recording, so and yeah, just hopelessly noisy. When I first made this, I was like, there's no way I'm gonna, you know, do anything with this. Then the second step is a temporal filter, and you can see it basically accumulates samples over time, and the noise is animated. So if I stand still, you know, it's not too bad in some areas. That looks pretty bad. And then you can see these issues, which are disocclusion events, basically a new, fresh area of the screen that hasn't had time to accumulate samples. It just has these crazy fireflies. And when I move the view, it has that problem as well. So the second step is doing a spatial filter, which is, it's basically just a really wide bilateral blur, and it cleans it up pretty well. It does have some special handling for disocclusion events, and you can see there's still a little bit of shimmering and noise left, and that's where the temporal anti-aliasing comes in, just standard TAA. Yeah, just this one, and so that sort of cleans up the rest of the jittering, the rest of the leftover noise, and creates a pretty clean result. So, so that's the way it's looking now. Right now, it's 70-ish, 72 FPS at 1440p. So I'll just sort of give you a walk around here and show you how it's looking. And I'm not going to edit this video, it's just sort of me, you know, casually showing what's going on. So, one of the issues right now about accumulating samples over time is that samples are not invalidated when there are lighting changes, and I've got some ideas for that, but, you know, just for now it's an existing issue. And then let me set it to nighttime, and I'll give you an idea of how the glowstone looks. So you get these really nice shadows here from the glowstone, and then of course a bounce of light from that as well. The glowstone itself isn't glowing yet. I've had an issue with my material IDs buffer making room for all this data, but yeah. And then you can see when I'm moving, it's sort of causing that some light to pop in. Again, that's that issue with the camera position variable being updated too late. So yeah, that's sort of an idea of how torchlight or glowstone will look. I haven't gotten torches working yet, but that'll be coming in the future. And then once again, daytime. There's an issue with you know, how I'm going to render traditional sunlight shadows because I'm using the shadow pass. You know, so that's also something to consider. But yeah, I mean that's what I've been working on. So just let me know what you think, and I'll be posting an experimental build with this this version here fairly soon on my Patreon page. I'll have a link in the description, and you can, you know, follow me on Facebook or Twitter if you want to, you know, see how this is coming along, and I'll post future videos as well to show how it's coming along. So yeah, thanks for watching.